Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. In today's episode, we're going to be studying a piece by the established multidisciplinary artist known as Bawny. And in this episode, we're going to be briefly touching on the symbol of the lotus, and we're also going to explore some of the darkest displays of human nature. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this work, we're struck by a flood of this visceral blood red here. Your first impression is likely one of shock due to the incredibly catastrophic composition before us. Of course, we see the placement of our subjects certainly makes them center of attention within the work before us. We see this further reinforced by a light on dark accent that you're just not going to miss here. The presence of this visceral red is just absolutely stunning. It overwhelms the viewer in its initial introduction. Red always draws attention to itself by nature of its tone, but aside from that, it gets the heart racing just like the sight of first blood. And so our perspective here is rather interesting, right? Of course, it's placed in perfect center, but it's kind of warped in a very wide way. This, of course, creates a very intense visual experience that is rather hard to describe. So with this in mind, how do you feel when you view this piece, or what do you think we're looking at? I think that's an incredibly important question. And so there's no doubt that our skeletal subject here is the main focus of the work at hand. When you see the presence of skeletons or skulls, it always points to death or mortality in one way or another. And the setting of this work is truly a wasteland in every sense of the word. It's littered by countless bodies reaching far beyond the eye can see. And even the sacred lotus, what is traditionally seen as a divine symbol, of course because it can bloom in some of the muddiest of waters, even the lotus has wilted away amidst this catastrophic composition. And so our subject holds this katana, of course a blade in the left hand, and in the right hand it's raised almost in an act of disbelief, wondering what has happened or kind of coming to in this very moment. And with that in mind, welcome to a composition of pure chaos. Such a devastating display is typically reserved for some of the most dark and daunting and depraved days of human nature, so we certainly see that within the composition here. And the title of this work is What Have I Become? So with that in mind, we can kind of see what's happening here, right? Perhaps our lone subject has been blinded, or perhaps our subject thought they were doing the right thing, but with this in mind, how did our subject get here? How did they be blind to such visceral sin? And with that in mind, what have I become? And so this work is it's stunning in every sense of the word. It shows some of the darkest displays of human nature. There is no doubt about that. And so it is a stunning work in every sense of the word. It is striking. It leaves a lasting impression in all who stands before it. And this work actually exists as a one-of-one on the Foundation art market upon the Ethereum blockchain. So if you want to support the original artist, it's going to be the best place to do so. So the original piece here, of course, is a digital illustration, and another work was also animated as well. So you see the intersection of illustration and motion media into just a stunning work. I say that so many times, stunning, because it just leaves you speechless. It leaves a lasting impression. There's no doubt about that. So like I said, really hope y'all enjoyed today. This is a very dark piece. There is no doubt about that. We talked about so many different things, from the impact of a visceral blood red to this wasteland just littered by bodies, all the way to the sacred lotus wilted away, to the sense of chaos in the composition, to the symbolism of skulls. So many different things we hit on today. I truly hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all enjoyed today's episode, go check out the original artist Bawny, doing some amazing stuff in multiple different mediums, including digital illustration and including motion media as well. So, like I said, really hope y'all enjoyed today. If y'all enjoyed the episode, go check out the original artist. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.